Good morning, children. This video is for children in the Pharaoh group. Here is your Fluent in 5 starter. So please look at the questions, write them down, pause the video. And once you've done that, answer the questions. Once you've answered the questions, press play and answer, and then pause again when you get to the answers. And here are your answers. Okay, with today's lesson, we are going to be looking at something quite tricky, but we're going to be looking at division questions, including using 4 digits and dividing by 1 digit, but looking at missing numbers. So this is sort of working backwards. Now we've got 2 questions. We're going to look at the first question here. Our first question is a 4-digit number divided by 4 gives us the answer of 1,579. So we're going to try and work out what this digit here is and what is this digit here. Just going to underline so we can see that these are the 2 digits that we are after. Now again, like I said, we're going to have to work backwards. But what I mean by backwards, we can still work from left to right. We're just going to have to start thinking about the opposite. So we're going to think of, we were doing division, we're going to think about using multiplication to help us. So we know that to get this answer here, there needed to be only one amount of 4 within this number here for it to be one group of 4. So we were to take our 4 times table, 4, 8. This number has to be, cannot be 8, because if it was 8, it would be, there'd be 2 groups. And it can't be, so it can either be 4, 5, 6 or 7. Because if you had 4, you would have 0 remaining. If you had 5, you would have 1 remaining. 6, you would have 2. And 7, you would have 3. So we now need to work this by using this to work this out. The next number. So we can't work this out yet until we've seen this number. So it says here, 4 goes into this number 5 times. So again, let's use our 4 times table. So we writing this out or using a multiplication square will really help your learning today. So I'm just writing out the 4 times table up to 36 to begin with. Now, to get, let's see how many times 4 times 5 is, so it's 20. So we need to work out that which number for 4 times 5 equals 20. So the digit before here must be 2. Because 4 times 5 is 20, we would have 3 remaining. So if we go back to our grid here, which number allows us to carry 2 across? So it's 6. So we can go back to this question here. So 4 goes into 6 once, and there's 2 remaining. 4 goes into 5. 4 goes into 23 5 times, and there's 3 remaining. So we now need to find out a number that 4 times something equals what? 4 times 7 equals what? So 4 times 7. So we go along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 times 7 equals 28. So this number has to be greater than 28, but less than 32. Because if it was 32, 4s into 32 would go 8. So the number has to either be 30 or 31. Now, don't forget the answer is 28. So 28, if the answer was 30, there'd be 2 remaining. And if the answer was 31, there'd be 3 remaining. So if we said 4 times 7 equals 28, and say that number was 30, there'd be 2 remaining, so 2 would go in front of the 6 there. But 4 doesn't go into 26 equally because we can see via our times table here. So we must know that the answer must be 31. 4 times 7 equals 28. There'll be 3 remaining. 4 times 9 equals 36. So our starting number, our 2 missing digits were 6 and 1. And what we can do is just redo this question again up here. We're doing a different colour pen just to double check that we are right. It's always good to always double check. So we're going to put the number, what we've been given here, 6,316. And we're going to divide that by 4. So 4 into 6 goes once with 2 remaining. 4 goes into 23 5 times with 3 remaining. 4 goes into 31 7 times with 3 remaining. And 4 goes into 36 9 times. And that's the same question answer we've got here. Now it's a very difficult skill, this. It requires a lot of working out, as you can see. And you'll need to really take your time. And it's always good, as I said, you should go back and double check your answer. If you double check your answer, you're more likely to make sure that you've got it right. Now, we're going to look at another example here. And we've got 5,830, not too sure, because that number is blank, divided by 6, and this gives us an answer. Now, so we're going to work through again, working out what these missing digits are. So first off, we have a look at this. How many 6's go into 5? Well, we know that 6's can't go into 5 because 6 is greater than 5. So this number is already going to be a 0. So we're going to carry the 5 across to the 8. So now we're doing how many 6's go into 58. Now again, what we can do is write your 6 times table out and use this as a reference point throughout your learning today. For this question for 6 times table, obviously if you've got a 9 there, do the 9 times table, 7 times table. So how many 6's go into 58? So as we can see here, 58 is not divisible by 6 equally. So we've got to find the number that's closest to 58 but below it. And the number here is 54. There are 9 6's in 54. So our number goes, 9 goes there. But don't forget, we're going to have to, we've got some left over. So we're on 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. We need to add 4 to the 3 here. Carry that 4 across. Now we need to see how many 6's go into 43. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can't choose that one because 48 is greater than 43. So we're on 42. So as we point out, 6 times 7 is 42. Because we're on 42, we've got 1 remaining. So now we need to find a number. So we're going to do 6 times 2 is going to give us our answer here. So 6 times 2 is 12, and we know that makes sense because we've got the 1 there. Again, a nice easier one than this one, but they're all going to be different levels of challenge. So some will be easier than others. We're going to go through this answer here just to double check. So 5,832. I'm going to divide that by 6. So as we said, 6 can't go into 5. So we carry that across. 6 goes in 58 9 times. 6 goes in, and there's 4 remaining. 6 goes into 43 7 times with 1 remaining. And 6 goes into 12 twice. 972. There are 7 questions for you to do on this. Again, like I say, some of them are very challenging. Some of them not as challenging. So give them all a go. If you do have any problems, feel free to email me. And there are, for the parents, there are answers at the back of the worksheet, so that you can use them as a guide to help your child solve the questions if they find themselves stuck on a couple of them. Best of luck.